Hey, welcome to the Jaysquared Podcast. I'm Jesoma,
I'm J-Rock.
and we have an awesome show for you guys today. All right, so tell me about your day, J-Rock. What have you been going through?
How about we just give an update about how we've both been sick and haven't posted anything?
Yo, I don't know if there's a flu going around or what's
Oh,
happening, but
no.
yeah, I had a fever of 103 for like 2 days, 2.5 days. It
Shush.
fucking killed me. I don't fit in my shirt anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's been fucking crazy. My girlfriend also got sick, so that was fucking insane. So when one of us would feel a little bit better, we take care of the other one, and vice versa. And yeah, it's just been fucking terrible. How about
That's
you?
cute. Uh,
Oh, it's nice to have somebody.
sure. Um, I had really bad allergies and I was treating it with Tylenol thinking I had like the flu or whatever you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
And then I took some allergy pills and realized, oh, I'm just allergic to the world.
Nice. I get it.
So,
Yeah.
but no, I'm feeling better. So
I'm
that was
feeling
it.
better too. By the
That's
way,
good.
I want to know what's your thing today?
Oh, do I have one for you?
Okay.
Did you see what the NYPD did?
No.
They made a dance team.
Fire. Is it good?
That is where our money has been going. An NYPD cop dance team.
Are they fire? Like, is it fire?
No, not at all.
Then I'm outraged.
Like literally, they made budget cuts on like a bunch of like stuff that's important, whether it's education, like music classes, just sports, just a bunch of budget cuts from everywhere else that like things that we actually need for a dance team.
No, but imagine if they were just like really fucking good though. Like if
Bro,
they were amazing.
dude,
Like
I will send you like the post cuz I saw that and I was like ain't no fucking way.
I'm not gonna lie, if they were like if they were like phenomenal, I'd be like, all right, yeah, fine, whatever.
Bro. When you
But
see the dance team, you're going to be like, "Oh. Oh.
are there any
Yeah.
black cops? Oh no. Now I'm
Mhm.
mad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not what you think, my guy.
Oh shit.
So, yeah,
The city's finest.
you already know.
No, that is funny because I think to myself like are extracurriculars bad just because you're supposed to be a person of law? But I'm like, yeah, yeah. Like you ever seen those cops that like play pick up basketball with like the kids in the neighborhood and stuff like that? I
Mhm.
mean, is that a good thing? Should we be okay with that? I always wrestle with that. Like, should I be okay? Like, or should it just be like, yo, back to work? Like,
I think it's like a like trying to build that community, but also like because a lot of bad things have happened, it's hard to believe that it's actually
mm,
genuine instead of like fake. Or just like take a picture of us and put it on TikTok so people could be like, "Oh yeah, NYPD," or just like cops in general.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's just like for the gram.
Yeah, because I have a friend, like I have a friend that like we could play basketball and stuff like that, and he would talk about like, oh yeah, man, like he's a cop, right?
Hmm.
And he'd be like, yeah, man, you know, I get it. Like but he would always be out of uniform when he would like play him like hoop and stuff like that. So it was not like he didn't have the blicky on his hip, and he was like, I'm gonna shake you. Like it was just like we were playing basketball, but he was a cop, and then he'd be like, yeah, man, I get it, I understand like how the community is all fucked up, and I'm like, man, that's so
Hmm.
dope to have that person in our community that is one of us. And then he talk about stuff like, yeah, man. And then this perp, like he tried to this, and that, and I had to throw hands with him. I was like, wait,
Well, we
what?
we could talk about what you posted today on Instagram
Oh shit, what
about
I
the
do?
cop who filmed himself arresting someone and like made like a whole
Yo,
instructional video of
yo,
how he arrested them. That shit was hilarious, bro. I
yo,
watched it and I was like,
I'm
"Yo, watch
sorry.
this,
That shit was fucking funny because
yo."
he was just he was pretending like the kid wasn't there on the.
Was it even there? And then
All
just
right,
filmed him.
so for background, pretty much the officer he arrested somebody who was trying to like pretty much outrace him or get away from him. And he's like, "Yeah, this car is pretty fast." And he starts doing like a breakdown instructional video of why their like sheriff's scat pack is way faster than his car. So pretty, and the whole time, the person that's arrested is sitting on the floor,
Right there on the
handcuffed,
floor,
with his dreads just like hanging down, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not as
embarrassed.
fast as you thought, huh, buddy?" Anyway, and he just goes back to this breakdown of why their cars are faster. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world because I'm like, yo, not only am I detained, but he's really flexing on me right now. Like
Yo, he really
what?
said your car. Okay.
Yo, he's like, hold this. But he started flexing on him, like, and there was nothing he could do. He's just sitting there like, damn, yeah, you got me. What can you do?
Yeah, you gotta take that L.
But I see, because if I'm okay with that, and if I'm okay with the cops, like, playing basketball and stuff like that, then I have to be okay with the dance teams.
Oh no.
I'm an extremist. You already know this about me. You
Yeah,
already know
but
this
there's a
about me.
difference. None of that is taking away money.
I don't know. Some people might disagree and say like that's taking away time from what you should be doing. Stop playing with these kids in the community and get back to getting perps.
What does that have to do with money?
You're taking away money.
You're taking away
Time is
money
time
from
is money.
everything else. No, dude. Well, let's move on because now you lost me.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I was being a little bit too extreme with it.
Yeah, you were.
All right. Anyways, so did you see the NBA All-Star game? That fucking amazing ball game.
So, fun fact, I didn't watch any NBA All-Star Weekend events.
Yeah, me neither.
Cool. But I mean, I did hear some of the drama that happened. So, we could talk about it.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the All-Star weekend? I'm sure you saw like highlights of things and shit like that.
Yeah, so from what I heard from the dunk contest is that Jaylen Brown is trash, as we already knew.
Yo, Shannon Sharp is evil, bro.
Nah, he's not.
Did you see? So Shannon Sharp pretty much reacted, and he's like, "How you gonna jump over Casanat? Sit like the man already 3 feet and sitting
Yo,
down. He's about 1.5." And
he's not lying. He's
Casanat
not
was on the
lying.
stream, and he's like, and then he heard they like, "Oh fuck you, Shannon! Fuck you! I didn't know he said this shit."
I'm not a fan, but
so fucking hilarious.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of a lot of these YouTubers that are trying to do like sports or all
Oh
that
really?
stuff.
Why don't you
Yeah.
like Casanat? He's not trying
He
to
j-
do sports. He just goes on
Why was
and
he at the All-Star game?
he's the top streamer in the world.
Exactly.
It's the All-Star game. So
Nah,
like
I'm not a
it's like
fan.
it's like saying why was Justin Bieber or Kevin Hart at the All-Star game when they were playing?
It's
Like,
a celebrity All-Star game.
yeah, he was a celebrity there. He was a celebrity at the All-Star. What?
No. No.
Okay. All right, J-Rock.
No. I'm not a fan. I think he's a tryhard and he's only like gotten a lot of attention because like he literally just does stupid shit. I feel the same way about Speed for soccer. Nobody's.
I like him. I think he's very positive, unlike a lot of other people who do shit for clout, like really dumb shit.
Disagree.
What negative thing has he done?
Disagree very much, but whatever. Didn't watch the celebrity game because a bunch of non-celebrities were there. Dunk contest wise, Like I said, Jaylen Brown shouldn't have gone to the second round because he did in-game dunks.
Yeah, that was
Um,
weird.
yeah, I'm glad he lost too because fuck Boston. Um, the NBA All Star Game in general. What are we doing? It's like the Pro Bowl game.
Yeah,
No one cares.
yeah,
No one puts in effort. Like the whole point of it is to watch the best NBA players go at it,
yeah,
not for them to not care.
yeah. I think we could blame Luca and Luca and what's his fucking name?
Nicola,
Yeah, that guy.
why?
Um, they, you could tell that they, like, everybody didn't was trying, like, having fun with it. I get it, but you could tell that they just didn't give a fuck.
I
So
would
it was,
say the whole team didn't give a fuck.
I don't know.
How
It
you
just
gonna
felt,
single out the two European guys but not the whole NBA?
I'm not trying to just single them out. I feel like they're two of the best, like, to be two of the best players actively right now in the game. They have the ability. Okay, so you ever been on a basketball team? Oh, of course you have.
What the fuck are you asking me?
Let me finish. I knew you were gonna get offended of it, at the question, so I paused so you could let me get a thought in. Have you ever been on a basketball team where you have somebody who's just leagues better than everybody else that's on the team? Because I know how good you are, so I didn't want to say, "Oh, you know how when." No, have you ever been on a type of team where there's this one person that's just way better than everybody else on the team? Okay.
Hmm.
So that person has the ability to shift the tempo of the game. Like, because you already know, like, when that person doesn't take it seriously, nobody else is going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where, and they're like, to their credit, they are the best in the game right now. Like, they are two of the best people in the game right now. I think some of the people that are better than them, it's even hard to say because they have core fundamentals and speed isn't really a much of a, like, a lot of the best players in the league right now, they focus on their speed, agility, strength, power. They don't focus on that. They focus on core fundamentals, which to me make them some of the best people in the league right now. So when they don't take it seriously, then I blame the team leader, like the people who are pretty much the leaders of the team. You get what I'm saying? Like, when and some people don't even have that power even when they are, like, the best people on the court at the moment. For example, like Steph. Steph could go off, but sometimes even when Steph goes off, it doesn't shift the dynamic of the whole team. Everybody else still plays trash. And that's when that becomes frustrating. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say, but I just don't think the NBA players care. I don't think there's that much of a weight to it that there was back when like Kobe AI were
Yeah.
playing.
Or
Um,
Jordan, or like even
yeah, yeah,
even early LeBron career. Like, they
yeah. But that's Kobe era. That's still kind of Kobe era because he was still
yeah.
playing in the All Star games. I think some of the, I guess what people are saying, how to switch it or make it a little bit more better is like having a one v one competition or just like making it like a make or break. I saw something that I actually liked where it's like, how about we have the G League players play each other,
Oh,
and whoever wins, like they either get like a contract or whoever's MVP gets a contract to get like moved up,
yeah, that'd
um,
be fire.
or make it something like that. Make it like the NBA, like the All Stars versus the G League All Stars.
Did you say the home court advantage thing already? I thought that was also a good thing. Like, so they were saying, oh, whoever wins, like, they get home court
East or
advantage.
West.
Yeah, East or West, they get home court advantage. I think that
Yeah.
would be a cool thing too.
Well, also what they did this year, they kept it East versus West instead of splitting it up like they've done in previous years, where it was like you draft who you want from either the East or West.
So do you think it would be better if they actually just use the other system where you kind of like pretty much you have team captains and they pick their team and stuff like that? Regardless, you think that would be better?
I honestly feel like they just need to figure out a system where it's more
Competitive.
competitive.
You
Yeah,
know what?
because right now it doesn't seem competitive
But
at
you
all.
want to know why I think it's not competitive anymore? I don't think it's competitive because they don't have that mystique player to beat, like that player to beat. Because for a long time, yeah, LeBron was the player that's like, oh, I want to go one on one with him, take him on and beat him. MJ's the player where it's like, oh, I want to go one on one, take him on and beat him. Kobe's the player where it's like, I want to be matched up and I'm gonna cross him and do all these crazy things. Like, but there's no real player like that anymore. LeBron's already past his prime, so it's like, okay, if you blow by LeBron, he's not chase down blocking you. He's not risking it. Like he's not going to give you that energy right now.
I get what you're saying.
So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to have these young guys care because there's not. It's like dunking on Wembanyama. Now everybody wants to dunk on Wembanyama until it gets boring because he's the big guy. Like he's the physical stature, and it's a
Yeah.
crazy poster. But like
Yeah.
now people
I
don't
don't
care.
know. I think all-star games in general should just like not happen anymore. I think it
Mm.
doesn't gather anyone's attention, and I wonder how much money they actually make from it.
I think they make a lot of money. I think that's
I don't think so.
I I I think that they should replace the All Star games. Hear me out with the in season tournaments. I think that's a fair trade.
I'm not even a fan of the in-season tournament.
Yeah, but think about it like this: with the at least with the in season tournament, there's stakes. You get me? So teams have incentives to play harder, to do better.
The stakes are you get more money and a nothing trophy.
I thought that something comes along with no, there is something else that comes along with the in season tournament champion. They get something during the playoffs. It's some thing that happens. Hold on.
All right, you Google that because I don't know or don't think that's part of it. But we'll talk about the highlight of the All Star Weekend, which was
Okay.
Steph versus Sabrina.
Okay.
Um, so Sabrina shot from the NBA line. She still used the WNBA ball, and
Okay.
Steph used an NBA ball, um, and only won by 3, and only like saw it through in like the last couple baskets to beat Sabrina. So it ended up being 29-26 Steph. Mind you,
Yeah.
Sabrina hit 26 3-point shots. You know how much the champion for the 3-point contest made?
26.
26. Okay? So she could have won the 3-point contest had she competed against the rest of the NBA players who were there. But you have what's his face from TNT? Kenny Smith giving her absolutely zero credit. Bro, if you hate women, just say that. Because
Yeah.
you're shit. Like you're a shit person. Like you shouldn't be on TV. His
Yeah.
his comments were just awful. And I shout out to Reggie Miller who actually respects women and women's sports. And I feel like Steph doesn't get enough credit for the type of person that he is because he really did like how do I say this? Like expectation wise, I don't know if there's another player that would do the same thing that Steph does when it comes to like having a 3-point contest with Sabrina
Yeah.
because it's
Uh,
a win lose for him.
no,
It's a lose
it's a
lose
lose lose. It's a
technically,
lose lose. Yeah.
but to I don't know what other player could do it. Maybe Dame.
Yeah. I would. I think that when you sent me Dame versus Caitlin Clark next year, that would be a great idea. But
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be Stephen Clay versus Sabrina and hopefully Caitlin Clark, but we'll see who she ends up teaming up with. It could be Kelsey Plum.
I don't know who that is.
Oh
Sorry.
my.
What do you want? Oh, I barely know the NBA players, bro. Like, I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Gotcha.
But
Well, she was the leading women's basketball scorer for college, and now Caitlin
mm,
Clark
be her
destroyed it.
record. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like that's kind of like my whole issue. By the way, yeah, you're right. It's only money. There's nothing else. I thought it was like a special place in the like playoffs or something like that. I don't
That would be
know.
insane.
that's what I thought I heard somewhere. But anyway, no, like I think that the best way that we can go about the All-Star game is to make it more exciting and bring, like what you said was actually about being real stars. I think that there were a lot of personalities that we saw that we were like, oh shit, this person's playing. But it's not like it used to be where they were just some random niggas out there that could dunk. And I was like, God damn. But I
Exactly.
don't know who you
Exactly.
are. Like
Exactly. It's a
like
nobody celebrity all-star game now.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's
It's
been a while where you're like looking at the list and you're like, oh shit, yeah, like I'm gonna tune in for this.
yeah, like dude, throw Taylor Swift in that bitch. Like let's
Oh
see her
my.
cross somebody up, bro. Pete
Oh
Davidson,
my.
Pete Davidson could play. Adam Sandler could play. Like all like
Hey,
if we see these things, then we're gonna be. It's not like celebrities don't play basketball because a lot of them
a lot
do.
of people play ball.
Exactly. So
Ball is life, bro.
I think that they went scouting um and they were
Where's
very
RDC
selective.
World?
Yeah. You know who was supposed to play? Chris Brown, but they took it away from him. They said,
Interesting.
"No, never mind." They're like,
Interesting.
he's like, "Nah, you ain't never beating that charge."
Jesus.
but
No.
but no, they were gonna select him. He was pretty upset about it. Also, they were gonna select Gilly, from I think it's the $1 million worth of game podcast. But they were gonna select him. Apparently, he's like great at basketball, and they had him on the roster. And then when the official roster came out, they took him off. Um, which
Don't know who that is.
yeah, but anyway, the point is they are having people who aren't really like who are not even social media stars because that's something I would understand completely because that's how you're going to engage with like that's how NBA can engage with people. Get social media, get TikTok stars to play basketball, TikTok stars that we know. Like that's what they have to do. If you want to
I'm not
grow,
a fan of that, but I understand.
yeah. But yeah, fucking sucked though. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
no. The only highlight was Steph versus Sabrina. Everything else was trash.
Yeah.
They need to revamp it or figure out new things to do. Because even the dunk contest, like, it doesn't live up to the hype anymore.
Yeah, CJ McCollum was fucking going crazy though. He did great.
Who?
CJ McCollum,
Who the fuck is that?
the guy that won the dunk contest.
CJ McCollum is not who won the dunk contest. What are you
He didn't
talking
win?
about?
I
That
thought he
is not
won.
Wait, his name is Mac McClung. CJ McCollum was the one that played for the Blazers with Dame Dillard. Dame Lillard.
Oh,
What the fuck are you talking
then who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mac McCollum.
Yeah, Mac McClung, not CJ McCollum. Two different players.
Got you. Okay.
Oh
I
my.
can't read.
Oh
But he
my.
did he did great. He did the to the
He's back
basketball.
to back
Yeah,
champ.
of
Give him a
course.
contract, y'all.
He doesn't have a
Oh
contract?
no, he plays in the G
Wait,
League.
what the fuck? That's so stupid. Wait, so the person that's not in the NBA is the NBA dunk competition. I mean, the NBA dunk
Back to
champion.
back.
Back.
Back to back.
Oh man, they ain't trying. They said something that I want to go over this briefly with you, and I want to see what your perspective is.
Hmm.
They said that it's LeBron's fault. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I agree because
I agree to an
he
extent.
should have done it. He should have done it. And then it was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. All the greats have done it, bro.
Yeah, I think that I guess I understand. No, I can't really understand why he didn't want to do it. I think it's just no, I don't feel like it. Um
Yeah.
and that gave all these other people like Zion, like fucking Ja. Well, no, Ja wasn't even in it.
Jaws, another one that should do it, but
But
doesn't
Ja's
want
in,
to do it
he's
either.
he's he's injured right now though, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I know
I
that,
can't
but
say
like
anything about him now, but who
he
knows?
should do it.
This
Maybe in
year,
the future.
this year would have been the best year for him to do it after the year he had. Like it would have been that would have
Yikes.
been great real estate for him. Like, hey guys, I'm joining
Yikes.
the dunk contest.
Yeah, that would have won him some fans back. I
Yeah,
will say that.
nah,
Um,
but yeah, I kind of understand why people would blame him. I
yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna blame him for things that he doesn't want to do, but I understand.
To a certain extent.
I understand. No, I understand why people blame him, but blame. I don't blame him personally. I'm not saying like people should still. It's like, okay, I don't say, oh, it's your fault directly. It's more like I can understand why people don't want to do something because of your actions. It's not your fault directly, but it's your fault indirectly, kind of.
All right, let's move on.
I feel like I said too many words.
You
All right.
did. That was a
So,
hard like understanding of it.
I apologize. I'll talk
It's
slower.
okay.
So, what happened with What happened? I was gonna say bad dummy. What happened with your boy Bad Dummy?
Bad dummy. He's being a dummy. No,
Damn.
his ticket sales are not selling out. Surprise, surprise! Your album fucking sucks. No one wants to go see it.
Yeah.
And also, fucking expensive. Like
Mm,
$800 for tickets. You better cut that shit to $50.
yeah, I don't think he. I think it's also the same thing
It's
happening
the
to.
the Kardashian curse.
It's the Kardashian. It's the KK. Just missing one K, but it's
Ugh.
the Kardashian curse. um, no, the same thing's also happening with Nicki Minaj too.
Oh,
Like,
she is.
yeah, she's trying to recruit Cat Williams join her join her tour. Exactly.
She has lost her mind.
Yeah. Did you see her on live dro- dozing off?
Yo, I don't know what type of drug she on, but someone needs to
Yeah.
do like a wellness check on her
Yeah.
because
No, man,
bugging.
it's just difficult, man, cuz like it's somebody that you definitely look up to, like hands down one of the best female rappers, one of the best rappers that we've known in our generation, and it's just kind of sucks to see like that downward spiral go down.
Hot
But
take, hot take, hot take.
here we go. Go ahead.
I'm not really a Nicki Minaj fan.
You don't have to be a Nicki Minaj fan to acknowledge her talent, bro.
I kind of have to. She has
What?
never respected. She's never respected any other woman rapper. She's always been like me against the world, and it's never been like that.
Well,
Um,
I
kind of
I
hard to, kind of hard to like be supportive of someone who just hates other women rappers and
well,
doesn't like give them credit.
I think that I think everything has to have a little bit of a like has to come with a grain of salt because it's like she also came up in an era where she hand single-handedly revitalized female rap. There weren't female rappers when she came out. Like that kind of died out. But then when she was coming up, she kind of had to have that like chip on her shoulder because people were trying to get her to get on tracks. They were trying to go ahead and discredit her. So she had to believe that she was the best more than the men have to believe that she's the best. And then when you had to, this isn't an ASMR video, bro. Don't put that shit into the mic. What's up with you?
My fault.
Cheddar cheese. So so she has had that chip on her shoulder. And then when she is approached by another female rapper like Kim, oh my
Kim Kardashian, yeah.
yeah, Kim Kardashian,
Hmm.
like Lil Kim, then she fucking shits on her. She makes a diss track about her, and it's like now it's like fuck all of y'all. So I kind of get where she's coming from with it. Like I understand why she has that like why she's always looking over her shoulder type of thing. And at the end of the day, it just sucks that it goes down the way it does. But she's not as young as the other generation coming up that's coming up with love. She didn't come up with love. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say, but I don't like. I still doesn't don't think that like should. I still think she's. How do I say this? Um, I don't think we should look over the fact that she's still been rude
Oh no,
to
no.
artists, just women artists in general. Even like when they try to like be cool or stuff like that. I
I
don't know. I
I
don't
think
like that
she
shady stuff.
yeah, she just made it her persona to like be
Yeah,
rude.
and it also doesn't help when like you're defending people who are
Bro, you just keep saying things today that are like
nasty.
yeah, you just keep saying things today that are just gonna get us canceled, bro. And if you're with it, I'm with it. I'm just
I'm
letting you
okay with that.
know. No, but like I do feel like
Speaking of getting us canceled,
oh yeah. So,
the next Kardashian curse that we're gonna talk
bro,
about.
bro, I guess this is the only person I guess that has
This is all you.
yeah, I know. This is the only person in my opinion that keeps pulling themselves out of the Kardashian curse. I don't know what
Mm,
is going on.
absolutely not.
Hold on.
You have
Hold on.
lost your mind.
Can I finish, bro? Can I
Just
fucking
because you liked an album?
listen. I'm talking about after the breakup, getting the hold on.
I'm
Damn,
listening. I
wait.
haven't said
I
anything.
just feel like you're gonna yell at me.
Of course.
So after the breakup, getting the $3 billion deal with whoever after the falling out with Nike. And then getting like this is the only person that gets multiple chances. Lamar Odom didn't get multiple chances. He was just like, I fucked up. And,
Lamar Odom is a nobody, though.
but this is what I'm saying. With the Kardashian curse, usually you fall off and that's it. But looks like Kanye got his second wind. Uh, that album, he released Vultures 1, and I shit you not, that is an incredible album. I listened to it from top to bottom. My girlfriend doesn't like Kanye. She said, out of all of the rap albums that I've been playing, that one has outbeat a lot of them.
Wow, you
Majority
need
of
to update your music because
I'm listening. I'm listening. It was way better than For All the Dogs, being honest with you. You haven't listened to it, so you can't say
I don't
anything.
have to listen
All
to it.
right,
I
well
watch all the
then.
reviews,
Okay, then you can't say anything. You
and I'm
literally
not
can't.
going to listen to a neo Nazi, bro.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. The point is, I'm telling you that I listen to both. And
I don't
from me
agree.
listening to both, there's a firm distinction between two of them. We even talked about when we listened to For All the Dogs and we listened to the other one, Scary Hours and shit like that.
Why is it only Drake?
It's not because Drake is the hottest thing.
No, why haven't you listened to other rap albums?
I have
You're only
listened to
talking
other
about
rap albums.
Drake.
I have listened to other rap albums.
Yeah, but you're currently only comparing it to Drake.
Yeah, because Drake is the hottest one out of all of them.
I
Like Drake is
disagree.
that's what I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing it to the hotness of the album, right? So
Okay.
when
Compared to Kendrick, compared to J. Cole.
no, I J. Cole hasn't really dropped anything in a very long time. So I can't even say nothing about J. Cole. I can't be like, oh yeah, the J. Cole from 5 years ago. Might as well compare that J. Cole to fucking
Well, Scary Hours came out a while ago.
no, it didn't come out. It didn't come out with J. Cole shit. And if it did, then Kanye's was more memorable, to be honest with
Disagree.
you. J. Cole's
Scary
a
Hours
way.
came out in 2018, bro. Like, what are you on?
Oh shit, my bad.
That's why I'm like, compared to something like For All the Dogs, I understand that comparison, but Scary Hours?
All right. Well, comparing it to For All the Dogs, which was the hottest album from a rap perspective, like chart wise, it's it shits on it. It's more dynamically sound.
That's such a bold
There's
statement.
no, it's I'm
It's
being
not
honest.
true. It's true in your world.
No, I'm telling you from a productions perspective and not from a lyrical perspective because Drake is a way better rapper. I'm saying like, oh, which one am I going to listen to? Which one's diverse enough for my palate? I'm going to go with Kanye's album because Drake's album sounded like the same song over and over and over and over again for
I
a
feel like
long
you
time.
have that issue with a
I
lot of
do have that.
artists, and I completely disagree, but
No, that's why I said like the song that I sent you that you're like, yeah, whatever. Like that song, that's a completely different vibe than the song after it, the song before it. Like they all have completely different production values. And
do you
that's
know
one
who
of the
Fantano is?
no.
Obviously not. Well, he said the album was unreviewable.
I don't know what that means.
It means it was
So then, if you,
garbage.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I was like, I could see if somebody feels that way, like, but again, you'd have to listen to it to give me your opinion about it. I'm not gonna
I'm
take your,
good.
I'm not like, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm giving my review, J-Rock. You could say everything you want to say, but at the end of the day, you didn't listen to it, so it could only come from my perspective. You can't say, "Oh, well, I listened to somebody else who listened to the album and they said they didn't like it." So,
I
but
stopped listening a while ago.
I understand, but that's the same thing. We're saying the same thing twice.
No,
You
I'm
could
talking
say,
about you.
okay, well then, we'll just go ahead and move
So, what were
on.
your favorite songs?
um, I didn't like talking. That's one of the only songs that
Can you give me
that
like a top three?
yeah, I could give you a top three. I'd have to look at
Okay.
it, but I could give you a top three.
Yeah, we could hold until you find them. That's not a problem. Um, from a lot of what I've seen is just apparently there's issues now with who was dropping or who he was using to drop the
Uh-huh.
album. So he's probably getting sued for that or will get sued. He's also getting sued for using songs that didn't get approved and then recreated a song to use it on the album, which I'm pretty sure is not legal or maybe. But yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
issues with just the whole drop.
Honestly, like to me, I feel like a lot of things are, and this is my issue with everybody's assumption with whatever the album is. I feel like there's a lot of allegations, and until things like that's why I like to wait till things are completely played out. Because we, for all we know, this could be just, oh, I'm saying this. Like I could say, oh, I didn't want you to release that song or release that track, but it doesn't matter what I say because I don't even own the rights to this song. The company behind me owns the rights to the song. It's just like it happens all the time. But when I'm not going to defend Kanye right now. Anyway,
No, please stop.
the top
Please.
song. It's true though. Anyway,
You're digging yourself a bigger hole than you already dug yourself today.
me, you're the one that said Nicki Minaj is trash. I didn't
I,
say that.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree.
Okay. But yeah, I think that my number one song is Burn. That shit was fucking
That's
fire.
the one that you sent me?
That's the one I sent you. That was my number one song. I really did like that song.
That's interesting.
Number 14, which is Good Don't Die. Fucking fire song. Uh I loved I loved Do It. Do It was dope as shit. And Stars was also one of my favorite songs on the album. Um the other songs to me were good. Some of them I really, really, really didn't like. But the other songs were just good to me. They were all a vibe. Like they were all a vibe. Even though there were some songs where he said some stupid shit, and I was like, yeah, no. And those are the songs that I was like, I don't like this. But then there are other songs where I was like, he's spit and spit it. So gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him. If he came, yeah, I gotta give it to him. Now on
All
to
right.
Beyonce.
Actual music.
Beyonce. Okay. Yo, white people just hate Beyonce. Like anything Beyonce does,
Facts.
I feel like white people just hate her. Like,
For no reason.
ah!
Yeah.
They're
So
like,
Beyonce dropped a country song.
mhm,
And there was a radio station. I don't even remember what state it was, but it was out there, like
mhm.
Oklahoma, Midwest type
Yeah,
of bullshit. Um, where people were calling in the radio station, the country radio station, to have the Beyonce song played, Texas Hold'em.
mhm.
And a lot of the responses were like, we're not playing that. It's not a country song. We're not supporting Beyonce. We're not doing this, this, and that. In comes the Beehive.
Yeah.
and just completely flooded the radio station and just like posted all of their information saying y'all need to call and ask for Beyonce. If not, like stop listening to this radio station, like put them on blast.
Yeah.
And their social media team came to the rescue and said, "Oh, we are fully supportive of Beyonce. We're so happy that she's making her way into the country realm, and we will be playing her music. We didn't think it was country enough. It was a little bit more pop. That's why we
Mm.
weren't playing it. But if you guys call it in, we will play it."
Yeah,
And
no,
guess what was the number one song of the
exactly.
country? For
In
country.
country. No, that was a really cool move. They tried to kind of say something along the lines of like, oh well, we don't really play music until like it's been a long time and blah blah blah. Like just
Bullshit. Just
yeah,
shut the fuck up.
it was just a
Just say
weird
you're
way.
racist.
Yeah, it was just a weird way to kind of go ahead and like defend themselves. But yeah, no, super proud of her. That was amazing because not a lot of people could break into that space, and that's the point.
It's the thing for me is more like, do people not realize that country music is a black?
Yeah, no, that's the problem. And it's
A lot
like
of our music.
it's like your music's not country enough, and she's like,
um
you're not even from country. I'm from
exactly.
Texas. It's like I
Exactly.
don't care.
There's so much like to it. People were saying that if she gets nominated at the CMA and she wins, there's going to be a civil war, and I'm just like, y'all need to relax.
No, I don't think it's that deep,
Relax.
but I think
It's
it's
not
deep.
that deep, but
It's
people take it that deep.
it's definitely deep enough for people to like just be pissed about and just be fake outraged about. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like nobody, it's just because white people want a space where they could be, you know,
Racist.
y-
I
yeah,
mean,
and just say that they dominate, and just say that they dominate a category of music. Because what
I have
happens?
a hot take.
Go ahead. Here we go.
Beyonce could venture off into any genre, but could Taylor Swift?
No,
I know.
she can't
And that's my
because,
point.
but
Why does she keep getting album of the year?
I get I can't I could tell you, but I've already told you. At the end of the day, she's I think that she just like is good at what she does. She's found her niche and she's sticking to it. But if you ask me who's more talented, then there's not really a comparison there. There's no comparison because the only thing that you could say, hey, Taylor Swift has over Beyonce is that she plays the guitar. And that's that's it. But at the end of the day, like, yes, we know she's like way more talented. We know that her albums are better. We know that she has better works of art. Like that she like. There's no point in arguing
But
anymore.
yeah, we could just leave it there because at this point it's just making us more angry.
Yeah. So J. Cole is dropping
We'll
the
see.
fall off. Uh
We'll see.
oh.
I
What
think
do you think
he's
about that?
I'm excited if he actually decides to drop it. I think he's been like hinting at it for years now. So the fact that he still hasn't dropped it, he's dropped other projects, which I'm not against, but like the fall off has been teased for so long that let us know. You let us know.
I will. I will. I'll tell you who's better. If Vultures is better than.
No, I don't care. I do not care.
What do you think about it going number one though, and them apparently pulling it off of Apple?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They probably pulled it off. They've been pulling his album from Apple, and I don't know if it's still on Spotify
It's still
because
stuff.
because of the company that he used, because he went around the other companies to put it on streaming services, and apparently
Okay.
the company that he used to stream it is suing him too. There's just a bunch of shit
That's
going
weird.
on. Yeah,
But yeah, what do you think about it being number one?
I don't really believe in shit going number one anymore.
All right, cool. Just wanted to ask.
I know you
All right,
sent it to me, which is
I just wanted
good
to
for
ask.
you.
All right, so the 21 Pilots released. What do you think? I know you've been waiting on this.
Oh my god. When this comes out, I will lose my fucking mind. I'm
Wait, it
gonna tell you that
hasn't.
right now.
It's not out yet.
The
When does it comes
the
out?
video that they dropped is the trailer.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Why?
So for those of you who don't know, well, okay, so the video basically explains the past 3 albums that they've done. They're all concept albums. It's a story
Got
that
you.
they've been
Okay.
following along. So the single comes out next Friday, and this is the last album of that story. So they've completed that
Oh, okay.
story. So basically, this video that they dropped is explaining the past albums and how that connects together and how like the story is gonna go. So it's basically just the lore that they've been building up with every album and how like the colors that they've been using are important. Certain songs that tell you the story through and through. So like they match the music videos in an order and then you watch the trailer that they drop and that's gonna connect with the next album.
Oh, that's
Which to
pretty cool.
me, yeah, to me like that's like top tier.
Yeah,
I'm a
because you
very
like
big
Marvel.
yeah, this is basically
Eh,
my
oh,
Infinity War Endgame.
got you.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty dope.
Someone posted a comment saying, and the MCU has been real quiet since this dropped.
Well, speaking of Marvel, what are you thinking about Madam Web? There's so many reviews. I haven't seen it yet, but I just want
Dude,
to
you
have your
just
thoughts
skipped a
before.
whole section.
Oh shit, my bad. But actually, we can still do this, and
We
then we
can
can do
still do
that
that.
section
Yeah,
next.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Because that is kind of a show.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So from what I've read, the actresses were led on to believe that this movie was somehow going to connect to the MCU. But I feel like Sony also did that with Morbius because the
Yeah,
actors in that movie thought that this was going to connect to the MCU. And at the end of the day, it's a different universe.
yeah,
Um, that being said, I think Sony just needs to give Marvel Spider Man.
yeah.
We don't care about any of these other superheroes. No one gives a fuck.
It's just such a
Just
struggle,
feed us
man.
Spider Man.
It's just such a struggle because it's like they're trying to suck. They're trying to suck everything dry before they give it up.
Hey, yo!
Hey yo, they're trying to suck everything dry before they give it up. They did the same thing
Nice.
with Andrew Garfield. They're trying to. They did the same thing with X-Men. They made as much money as they possibly could, and they're like, all right, now you can have it.
Well, X Men was not Sony, but
I thought X-Men was Sony.
no.
Who did X-Men belong to?
Well, give me a second. I forgot their name. Was it Warner? No, it was who owned X Men before Marvel? Fox.
It was Fox. Fox. Okay. Yeah, Fox did the same thing. Fox made like 800 X-Men movies, and they're like, all right, now you can have us.
Yeah, because the last 3 were shit.
Yeah, of course. And there's like, and I think that they're doing the same thing with they did the same thing with Deadpool. Like they're like,
Oh
"Mm,
yeah.
now you can have them. Like
Yeah.
there's just certain things that they're not willing to let go of, and unfortunately slash fortunately, Spider-Man is still very valuable.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say like with the Madam Web, a lot of the actresses or like the lead said that she hasn't watched the movie, isn't going to watch the movie, and after like the movie, like while she was doing press, she fired her agent because she realized that
yeah,
they got lied to.
I no, I
So I was
honestly,
like, good move on her part, but
a lot of
there
people,
is yeah.
yeah, a lot of people were hating on her. Like they're like, oh, she's not friends with the girls that are in it's like, bro, she's like
Oh, I thought you were
fucking
talking about real life.
not no in real life.
Oh, she's a Nepo baby.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, she's not like Dakota, whatever her name is. Like, oh,
Johnson. Yeah.
yeah, Dakota Johnson. She's not friends with the other girls. Like, bro, they're like half her age. Like, what the fuck are they supposed to talk about? What are you talking about? And like, and the
Uh,
other three girls are like all
yeah.
best friends. It's like, yeah, okay, but she just finished. Like, it might mean nothing to like the other girls because this might still jumpstart their career, might still be a big deal. But can you imagine being Dakota
No.
Johnson? Yeah, no, I'm saying like it's still gonna be a big deal if you're a young actress to be in um a movie associated with Spider-Man. Like that's just how it's going to feel. But can you imagine being Dakota Johnson and having to pretend to be excited about this movie, knowing that it's going nowhere for your career?
Yeah, I think
Like,
that this just like fucks up her
bro,
career, if anything.
it's like, dude, I don't even want to fucking do press tours about this movie because this movie is being
A
shit on
lie.
across the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody's shitting on it. Nobody thinks this is a good movie. Nobody's even saying, "Hey, I had a remotely good time watching this movie." Nobody's saying that.
No, all the reviews are saying that it's even like the people who like try to like, okay, it wasn't that bad. No,
Yeah, no,
probably the
everybody's
worst movie to ever come out, honestly.
yeah, everybody's saying it's can you imagine being like a 40-something-year-old actress
I,
and you are seen as an amazing actress and people are saying, "Hey,
you think
you're
Dakota Johnson is that old?
I think so. How old is she?"
No, I'm
It,
pretty sure she's like in her 30s.
we've been doing a lot of our Googles today.
You know, Jamie doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, well, you can't keep treating Jamie the way
She's
we do.
34, dude.
Oh, shit. Well,
You said 47?
I I think
God damn.
I said 40 something.
You said 47,
I
bro.
didn't say 47.
Run it back.
The stress of the movie is getting to her. Nah, but in all honesty, imagine being like a seasoned actress and like that just being
Yeah.
like
Rip.
just being ripped away from you. Yeah, dude. Like I mean, fuck you guys and fuck this movie. Y'all are
I
all
know.
staying on red. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. I guess
I
my
will
thoughts
not
are
be watching it.
yeah.
Will
I'm
you be
gonna watch
watching
it.
it?
I'm gonna steal it. I'm not gonna pay to
Uh,
watch it.
let me know how it goes.
Crazy.
Let me know
I'll
how it
let you
goes.
know. You know
Okay.
I have a strong tolerance.
Yeah, not
Um
me.
now for if you guys haven't heard about Risa Tessa, so this is the one we don't really usually do this.
This has been like the telenovela of the weekend.
Yeah, so on TikTok, this woman decided to post a 50 piece about her whole relationship to an like where she was married to a narcissistic pathological liar. And she literally
Insanity.
yo, I don't know if you've seen all 50 pieces. I've seen all 50. I
Hell
literally
yeah,
just
that's what I
posted it.
did over the weekend.
So this woman's memory is phenomenal, first of all.
Bro, top tier. Top tier.
Second
Top
of
tier.
all, this might be the most blind woman I've ever seen in my life.
So many red flags from the beginning. Ignored.
I I looked at her and I was like, "You're
She
dumb."
got played
You're
like
so dumb.
300 times.
What I came to the conclusion of, in my opinion, is that she was just desperate. She was desperate to be with somebody,
Yeah.
and he gave her
Vulnerable,
yeah, and he gave
especially in
her
that era.
exactly, and that's what I was talking about with my girlfriend. I was like, it was COVID, man. He
COVID brain,
very
bro.
well took advantage of that, and she wanted to stay. She wanted to stay ignorant as long as she could,
Yeah.
and like as much as I just hated when she stopped being honest. When she stopped being honest about it, because what she said was true. Like I like my favorite part was when she was like, "Hey, look, the money was good. It felt good to have to be alleviated of financial burden. It felt good." And I
Yeah.
was like, that's some real ass shit. It's true. That does feel great. It does feel great to not have to pay all the bills. But dude, when she started like talking about like, oh, I did this because of this, and I was like, dude, you're gathering all this fucking evidence to say nothing, bro. She had so much evidence. This man cheated on her with a prostitute.
And
She
probably
had
got
receipts
sick.
and got sick,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't want to say it because I don't want to like. We don't know. Like,
No, we don't know, but at the end of the day, you have to like you have to be somebody she's just not confrontational, man. Like, and she really, really, really,
ooh.
yeah. That's
Speaking of that,
go ahead.
speaking of that, I feel like it's iPad kids or like COVID
Oh.
brain, because I also feel like all these kids say all this shit through the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and then as soon as you like meet up with them or like you're ready to like, all
Mm,
right, square up, they're like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
yeah.
it. Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
Some
it's
people just need to get their ass beat.
I think that
Not
she
to get like violent, but
yeah,
she
no,
should
I
have beat his ass.
yeah, but at the same time, not confrontational.
Exactly.
She doesn't have the I feel like she didn't have the balls to kind of like say what she knew, what she really knew.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it embarrassed her. It made her look silly. And
Yeah. I think as someone who doesn't have TikTok and found this on Reddit and just decided to spend their weekend watching it and kind
mhm,
of reading some of like the comments and stuff, um, this was insane. Like
yeah,
probably I can't wait for the Netflix special because it's gonna be top tier. I wonder who's gonna be the actors in this, because how the fuck is someone telling you they love you like immediately? How are you moving in with someone after a month?
yeah,
Like you what? You guys haven't even talked about like how you live,
yeah,
and you're already like moving in like that. That should make no sense to me. And then how many times do you have to just wait until you're like finally, you know what? I'm gonna put my foot down.
yeah. And when she did put her
What?
foot down, it was so strange to me how she was like, and then I went into this rage, but never mentioned that he was sleeping with a hooker.
Bro.
Didn't mention it, but I was so mad. I was like, shut no.
The fact that this man lied about so many things and just like played along with
Everything.
the act the whole time, bro. Oscar
Yeah,
worthy.
both. Both of them deserve it.
Both of them. Both of them.
But you know what's even crazier than that? I was thinking about it, and it's like she doesn't even acknowledge. Like she keeps calling him evil and saying that he's just
She doesn't
he,
acknowledge her part in
she
all of
doesn't.
it too.
And then on top of that, she's not acknowledging that he has a real problem. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
not. There's no normalcy
He
to that.
needs help.
And he might not be a genuinely bad person because dude, it's not just you. Like it's his whole
A lot of
family.
people.
His whole family has distanced themselves because of how it's not like he's a womanizer or he's a hobosexual. He is just you never heard that
What?
term? A hobosexual?
I have, but like what?
Yeah, it's not that he's just like a hobosexual. Like he's not. He just he has a real issue. Like even the officer was telling her like, "Hey, he's having a manic episode right now." So
Yeah.
like, and she's and the hint's just not hinting, but it's her fault for accepting it all,
Yeah.
accepting it, getting
There's so
married.
many levels to it, like so
Anyways,
many levels, but it's very toxic.
yeah,
And
too
if you
much
haven't
stress to
watched
even go
it,
through. Yeah, you guys gotta
yeah,
go ahead and watch it.
yeah, if you
And
haven't watched it, have some fun with that one because woo,
one of the things that I did have fun with, I caught up with Abbott Elementary. I'm not gonna spoil it because I know you haven't seen everything.
I've only
But
watched the first episode, but
what do you think?
I thought first episode was really good. I
Yeah.
loved the fact that they used back that ass up to get Ava back into her like Ava ways. I thought that was like top tier and like yeah, I get that. Like that one made perfectly sense. Like perfect good sense. Um what I didn't like is the whole Janine everybody hates Chris interaction at the end.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
I did not like it. I was like, we already know that she doesn't want him, so why play why are we playing this game again where it's like, oh no, it was just a spur in the moment thing. I actually do care for you. I thought about it, and now he's like over it.
Yeah, and I love that that's what happened because he he did like try. He did he did let his guard down, which is very hard for somebody like him. And now he put it
Mhm.
back up, and she's like, "Oh, I was thinking, get the fuck out of here." No, I kind of closed the door on that.
No, I agree on that part. I just don't understand why the writers would be like, oh, let's have Janine like go back on how she felt and like
I
basically erase everything that they did last season.
no, I don't think it's more of I don't think it's a racing. I think it's more of her trying to give something a chance because she sees the reality in it. Like she saw like she because
Oh,
we already know that Janine is very like shifty. Like she likes to,
she's
you know,
wishy. Mm-hmm.
exactly. So like when she
I
and she's only been with Tyreek for her whole life.
don't know. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, uh, do I take this big ass step? And she was nervous about it, and her being nervous fucked her up, which led her into the district position. That's why I liked it. All
I
right.
don't know. I don't know. I don't. I didn't really like that storyline. Everything else was I enjoyed. Like I thought it was really good.
Okay.
I like the new characters that they brought in. But
Oh man,
just that ending was eh.
I understand. I get what you're saying. But I
Yeah.
also did watch Wish. I'm not gonna lie. People hated on this fucking movie. Rock. That shit was beautiful. Like there were parts where I was like, this is stupid or whatever, blah blah blah. But then there were parts where I was just like, are you gonna watch it?
Um. No.
All right, cool. All right, so pretty much so the basis of the movie is that there's this king at the castle, and
Okay.
he grants a wish. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna grant you guys a wish every so often. So every year or every 6 months, whatever, I'm gonna grant a wish." So he takes the wish from each person that comes to the island, whether they're fleeing for like freedom, or they're just trying to find a place. Thank you, or they're just trying to find a place where they're like not persecuted for what they believe in, their color, anything. So they come to this island, and the king accepts them with open arms. But he says, "Hey, I'm gonna take your wish from you. Like I'm gonna take your wish. You're not gonna remember your wish, but I'm gonna give it back to you, when just so you can live a free life, right?" And they're like, "Okay,
Okay.
cool." So he takes the wish from everybody, and now there's this old ass grandpa who has been waiting for his wish to be like granted, but he just can't remember it, and he's just like, "Oh man, blah blah blah." So the cool thing that they do through the movie is that they say, "Oh, the the granddaughter of the guy is supposed to be the protege of the king, but she finds out that he's just been hoarding these wishes, and he's not planning on letting them go." So so
Evil.
exactly. So he's evil. He turns super evil, and then after a while, you start to realize where the movie's actually coming together and playing a part in the I'm gonna call it the DCU, the Disney Cinematic Universe. So
That's insane.
I swear on everything, like there's a guy. He's like when she restores everybody's wish, then there's a guy. He's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to fly," and then she's like, "Oh, Peter's wish is that he's always wanted to fly," and it's like Peter, Peter, Peter,
Peter
Peter.
Pan.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh,
Oh.
so," and then like
It's
there's a
like a Pixar theory.
yes, and then there's a
Okay.
star that gives you that the star was the thing that gave let the wishes be available to everybody. The star gave her the ability to see the wishes or to show people their wishes,
Mm-hmm.
and it came from like a stick. So she's cloaked in like this blue little cape or coat or whatever, and she has a stick. She's the first fucking fairy godmother, the first fairy godmother. And then the grandpa, like she shows her the grandpa his wish, and his wish was always to just make everybody's dreams come true. Like that's all he ever wanted, to make everybody's dreams come true. And then I'm like, okay, so how does this relate? And then he gets a guitar, and he's like, I've always want to learn how to play guitar. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn it. He's 100 years old. He's like, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn it. And then at the end of the movie, you just see the whole castle. Like they changed the castle, how the castle looked, and they zoom out. It's the fucking Disney castle. And guess how many years it's been since Disney has been up and running? A
Uh-huh.
hundred years. And then the guy is at the edge of like he's at the river, like that river before, like you see, like where you can see the castle from. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I've got the song, I've got the song. And he starts playing doom, 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 doom. I was like,
When you wish
oh
upon a star? Oh my.
my! I was like,
Okay.
what? I was like, this shit's gangster. That was dope. I was like,
Okay.
all right, you guys got it. You guys got it. That was a good fucking movie.
All right.
Um,
How do you rate it?
that was a 9. No, that was a 10. That was a 10.
A
I'm
10?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like
That
I
better
don't
make
care.
the list.
Yeah, it will. I don't care if the good out. I don't care if it was weird animation and all of this stuff. If they didn't put enough effort into, I don't care about none of that. This is one of those movies where the connections, like they made multiple connections, even from Beauty and the Beast, from Snow White. Like they made so many connections of how, and then like when the star would go around, like it gave everything life. So the animals started like talking, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? So I was like, this is so stupid. Why are they giving the animals the ability to talk? This is how fucking Bambi talks. This is how all of these other fucking animals are able to talk because of this fucking star. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
now I get it. So
that makes
anyway,
so
yeah,
much sense. Okay,
it
cool.
was fire.
Maybe I'll watch it.
You should. It's really
Okay.
good. Now,
Based off what
I
you said, yeah.
yeah, it was. I was super excited. Now I saw American Fiction as well. American Fiction is fucking incredible. Like when I tell you that this was such a well thought out, put together cinematic movie, it's 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 up there with it's this year's They Clone Tyrone, even though I think it came out last year.
Interesting.
Like it's like They Clone Tyrone is kind of like you could kind of see like the variation of that in this movie. I loved it.
Okay.
It was funny. It was sad. It was draining at times. You were like, "Fuck, man! Like, get a win!" Like, but you get to kind of you. They really do a good job of kind of like digging into the characters and getting you to understand where they're coming from and who they are. So yeah, I saw that. Now,
Okay.
what
Oh,
happened to True
oh, same.
Detective? Tell me.
All right, so season finale came out last Sunday. Let me start off by like talking about True Detective in general. Each
Hmm.
season is a different season. I think we already went over this.
Yeah.
Um, season one was probably like the best like television series that ever came out, or at least that's how people talk about it. I will say season one is like top tier. It's a really good, probably the best season that they've ever dropped. Season two was trash. Season three was mid.
Okay.
Now we get to season four. Now that I've watched all, like the whole season, I don't understand why people hate it.
Got you.
I don't. I think it's
D-
because they just hate women.
it happens sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah, you're right. It's two women leads, and Jodie Foster's character after episode three completely switches. Like reality check, no longer the Karen asshole from the first two episodes. Like you finally see the switch turn on her because something happens to her partner, who's the other lead in the show, and as soon as that happens, she's like, "Oh shit! Like I can't be like this anymore. Like I have to be like more of a person, not just like a
Yeah,
bitch." So
be like
I
that.
liked it. I really liked the season finale. I think people hated it because it was a happy ending, and people
Oh,
don't like happy endings.
that could be it. I mean,
It was a full circle. Like the whole thing was completed. We solved the case. Honestly, we solved the case the previous episode, but this last one was just like connecting little things, like parts
yeah,
of the story to make it all make sense and mesh, which I really enjoyed. I thought the episode was a lot longer than other episodes, but it needed to be long to kind of explain everything. The ending, there's some parts where you're kind of like, huh. It leaves you thinking if certain people are alive or certain people are dead.
oh,
Which I
okay,
thought was really cool. But episode five was probably like the best episode that came out. Because there's like three different plot twists, and the ending, jaw on the floor.
really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I was just like, I don't want to spoil it in case like you do decide to watch it.
yeah,
But there was a moment in episode 5 where I was like, "There's no way they leave this like this, like no way." But yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed it. I don't understand the hate for it. I think people's expectations for it have been like super high. It's like a Marvel thing where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they put out like the best movie ever, and then now they've been dropping the ball.
No, that's true. That does happen a lot
So
though. Like when people, you just over,
expectations were too high
yeah,
because there's
expectations
nothing,
too high.
nothing's ever gonna like compare to season 1. There's a lot of
Yeah,
shows that nothing compares to season 1.
and it's not fair. That's why they don't make
Yeah.
season twos for a lot of for a lot of shows.
Yeah, and True Detective got renewed for another season, and people are just complaining about it. And I'm just like, bro, like if you hate it that much, just shut the fuck up and don't watch it.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing to really say about it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's still pretty low.
yes, because I don't want to give it that high. It might switch in the future. I think I gotta watch other shows before, like yeah,
That makes
maybe
sense.
7.5. But I want to wait a little bit. Um, Going on to my next show, which is Criminal Record. This one's on Apple TV. It's
Hmm.
basically a guy who was arrested for the murder of his girlfriend, but he was coerced by the police to falsify his statement and say that he killed his
Ooh.
girlfriend. And this only like starts to show because someone makes a call to like 911 saying that her boyfriend has been telling people or telling her that he killed this woman, stabbed her like I don't know how many times. And then there's a man in jail, in prison right now because of the crime that he committed because he could get away with anything. He's
Wow.
protected. So a female black cop starts investigating it and realizes that one of the head white cops who had a crew running basically fucked up the whole investigation. And the white cop kind of adopts the son of the woman who was murdered. And
Oh,
obviously,
shit.
they are black. So it's a whole like racial thing of like, is he really racist or is he not? And there's so many plot twists that happen like the last 3 episodes where you're kind of like, is he good? Is he bad? But at the end, the conclusion is that he's just a racist cop
Damn.
who basically tortured this man to lose 10 years of his life in prison. He basically destroyed that whole family. And if it wasn't for this female cop who like actually investigated it and was like, hey, you arrested the wrong person. This is where you fucked up. This is where you fucked up. Even though they threatened her in different ways. If it wasn't for her, the dude would still be in jail.
God damn, that's fucking
So,
terrible.
yeah. There was so many like things that went on. I can't explain all of them because we'll be here for a long time. But it was a great show. Like it kept me entertained, even though some of the episodes it kind of dragged. But overall story was really good. I'm actually gonna switch my rating. I'm gonna give this one a 7, and I'll give True Detective a 7.5
Okay.
because
Damn.
there were some things from this show where I was just like, we could have done a little bit better.
But
It's
that's
also British. It's British, so
ugh.
like it's a different take to like how the police work is done over there than it is here. Where here, if that were to happen, she wouldn't be a cop still.
Ugh.
You get what
That's
I'm trying to say?
yeah, I know, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking insane. All
Yeah.
right, well,
Meanwhile, over there, she like there was people that like were, hey, if you're gonna do this, probably do this on the DL, but actually like investigate this. Just be
yeah,
careful. While
just to
here,
make
it's
sure that
like
you actually
no.
do the work.
Yeah. While here,
Yeah, if she would have done it, it would like you're going to jail too.
yeah. But yeah,
Jesus. All right, that's dope. Okay, well, that was our
yeah.
series recap, guys. Forgot to actually Oh, mention it.
Yeah, we kind of jumped in and out.
Yeah.
Let's try to finish this a bit quick. I
Yeah.
feel
All
like
right.
we've gone a little bit long.
So let's just go on to our special topic. Hot take, guys. How much surgery is too much surgery? You go first. I want to hear your perspective.
Um, we've both had surgery.
We actually have
And not for
not cosmetic.
not cosmetic surgery.
I
We've
guess
had like
technically I did for because of my teeth. I
oh,
have one veneer. I guess
I also have one veneer.
you do.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about you. All right, cool.
Yeah. Well, does that count?
I don't think so. But
No.
what do you think is too much surgery though?
I've seen people who like it could also be body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
But people who just like completely change themselves to become something else, like the guys who've been there's one guy who like completely turned himself into like a reptile, like cut off his nose and
Yeah, I
just
saw
slit
it.
his lip, all that. Also like other people who try to be like a Barbie.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Jesus, ASMR. um, I personally don't like cosmetic surgery. I feel like for some people, it's a lot like a mental thing. Obviously, like a lot of hate for your body and how you look, and all that. So I understand that side of it because I know people like a lot of famous actors and actresses like redo their jaw, the nose, like you
Mhm.
see the lip fillers and stuff like that, or even the big one now with Ozempic and BBLs, or DBLs, Drake.
Hey.
Um, but I don't know, like to a certain extent for me it's just like if you just don't look like a normal, I don't want to say normal because everyone has a different normal.
Yeah.
But if your body just isn't supposed to look that way.
I yeah, I think that I think too much to me is when your body stops functioning like a regular body. That's
Yeah,
when
or
it's like
doesn't
kind of
look like yeah.
like if you can't feel your butt cheeks, then you should probably not keep getting the shots. Like I feel like there are certain
If your
things
butt cheeks are just like looking
when you start looking like an ant, kind of
or like
like
a hippo,
yeah, like
yeah.
when it's like you know no but like that's when it's like too much to me or even guys like dude I know that a lot of guys
The
well not a
abs.
lot they get ab sketching and or when they get like the knee surgery that makes you taller
That's
like
insane.
yeah
That's insane.
completely
That's a no
insane
for me.
but your body doesn't work the same like your
No,
body
you
can't
can't
work
walk.
yeah so it's like that's always like that's when I think this shit's too much like bro
Hmm.
relax
I
but
will say the other side of it though is like there are some cosmetic surgeries that are beneficial.
yeah
Like, for example, women who have breasts that are really big to the point
mhm,
where it hurts. So
yeah
like getting breast reduction for that. Um, so like there's certain surgeries where I'm like, yeah, cool. Like you need
and I'm
that
not
to
a
like
yeah,
for your health, like to
but
better
I'm
yourself.
not against cosmetic surgery though. I'm
Oh,
okay with it as long as you don't look crazy. Like you get me, or as long
to a
as
certain extent, yeah.
yeah, as long as you still are functioning as a person, like I think it looks fine. And again, nothing that I say matters when it comes to your body period. And
Neither one of us.
yeah, nothing I say matters. But my perspective, like what I think looks fine, is like when you don't look like you're unstable. Like when it doesn't look like
Stiff.
if I pushed you and you'd be like, oh, like that. like, like
Literally.
no,
Yeah,
but
I agree with that. I feel the same way. That's my take on that.
for sure.
But like for people who have done cosmetic surgery, like I hope you are happy with it.
Yes,
Like I
be
really hope
happy.
that it
Be
makes you
happy.
happy.
Yeah.
Because if you got it and you it didn't do anything for you, and then now you feel like you have to do more and more and more.
Yeah.
That's where like it gets a little bit scary.
There's something inside that you got to
Yeah,
look at. But at the end of the day, the message is always to love yourself and to make sure that if you do decide to do something, it's out of self-love and not out of self-loathe, because those are two things that get confused all the time.
yeah,
They look similar, but they couldn't be further from,
the
each other.
truth. Also, like make sure you do your like
Research.
actually like research on it, because you don't want to go to someone who will fuck you up, as we've
Exactly.
seen a lot of times happen, or like waste your money.
Oh, definitely. And keep it in the country, because
If
sometimes
anywhere else, you might get
you're not
some
coming back.
drugs in there. You might get some drugs in there.
But that has been our special topic. Now, moving on to our last segment. All right, this is a personal question of mine, because there's this Nigerian artist that was on stage. He got this girl on stage. Her boyfriend was in the crowd. Uh, I don't, from what it looks like, he took her to the back of the stage, dropped the curtain, and they shine a light on the curtain, and it looked like he was doing a bunch of things to this woman, and she was hopping on him, doing a lot of other things. Now, the guy left. He left the concert. People followed him
Can you
out.
say that again? Because you skipped like a whole part. The guy that there was an artist performing with a girl
Yeah,
whose boyfriend was in the crowd.
yeah, that's what I already said that.
I don't think you did,
Okay, and then he's in the
or at
crowd,
least
and
that's
then
not how I understood it.
okay,
Just
I'll try
rephrase
that.
it, please.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was me. Maybe it's me. The problem is me. I'm the problem. It's me.
All right, Taylor
So,
Swift.
so the boyfriend's in the crowd as this is going on. He let his girl go up. He's like, "Oh yeah, go have a good time." Blah blah blah. He pulls her on the stage. He's dancing with her. She does a little twirl. Blah blah blah. And then like this curtain drops. They shine a light through the curtain. The guy takes off his shirt. She's all over him and stuff like that. He turns her around. He's pretty much hitting it from the back. Whatever, regardless of if it wasn't real or was. They pan after they look at that, they're like, "Oh shit." They pan back to the dude whose whose girlfriend it is, and he's looking in disbelief. And it's the most embarrassing moment, because everybody around him has their phones out, and they're just have their phone on him, like, oh, that's gonna be a thumbnail. So,
Yeah, you gotta.
so it's like, in your opinion, when is it too far when it comes to an artist and you have your significant other with you?
I guess we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I have more questions than a response.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask the questions?
Of course.
I think for me, first off, is this part of the show? Does he do this at other shows? Because if he does, it
No,
could
but
just be all an act.
the question is not like, yeah, I think he does it at other shows, but the question to me would be, as a partner, do you participate in that?
Okay, so I guess my other question for you is, if it were your favorite artist
Mm-hmm.
and or whoever you're like, whatever, your idol or whatever, would you partake in that?
No.
Even though your partner's there?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do anything that my partner wouldn't like to see, because first of all,
I have a
they
part two to the question, but
no
continue.
worries. Yeah, but I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't sit right with me, and I know how these things could look. I think about it like the Usher Kiki Palmer situation, where it's not as much as it's kind of the same, where it's not as much as, oh, you went up there and you're like, it's that you do too much. Like, you did a little bit too much. You're not a
I
part of the
wouldn't use
performance.
that comparison,
I definitely would. Go ahead.
knowing that her ex is like an abuser.
No, it's not but I don't like, that's my thing. I understand that what he like if he's an abuser or not, like that he's an abuser. Yeah, I understand that. My but was she wrong? Like it doesn't mean that she's not wrong. To me, she's still wrong for what she did. I wouldn't want my girlfriend to go up there and do that.
Okay. I guess the part two for my question was, do you guys have hall passes on who is a if I see this person, this is my hall pass.
Absolutely not. Hell no.
Okay.
Like
Okay, cool.
yeah,
So I understand your side of it.
yeah,
So I know, like, for you, both of you are going to say no and disagree with what happened in the video. But for
yeah.
people who do have hall passes and are in a relationship, this isn't much.
But that's the thing. For those people, I understand. But the reason why I ask the question when it or why it becomes moral to me is because of his reaction to what happened. If he was up there and he was like, "Let's go, I love you, baby, get that shit." If he was up there happy about it, I'd be like, "Bet, what are we talking about right now?" But the fact that he was embarrassed and he was ashamed and he was like, "Damn."
That sounds like their relationship had bigger problems than we know. And also sounds like it is none of my business.
I understand. That's why I'm just asking a question. It's like, in my opinion, I just think that I would have 100% been happier if we had the conversation beforehand about what
I
would
agree.
happen in this situation.
I agree with you on that part. Because if I have a conversation with my partner and I'm like, hey, this is my hall pass. So if anything ever happens, like
Oh, okay.
this is this is a for sure like yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you all be
I'm
like? I
sorry,
told
but
you,
like you knew
you
this.
knew before you met me.
Exactly. But it's important to have that conversation. And I know like with you guys, that's not on the table.
Yeah.
So I respect that. But we don't really know. For me, like it kind of seems staged, the whole thing.
Mhm.
And my other thing is, what if it was switched? Would
Yeah.
people still feel the same way?
I
Or
think
would they be like, no, that's my dog?
I think it would be the same way in my opinion. Like
I don't think
if
so.
I don't know, because all right, so this is the thing. I feel like if a man, and I'm talking from a heterosexual situation here. I think that if a man were to go ahead and react to a woman, like a woman artist or something like that,
Hmm.
that's like pulls him on stage, starts grinding with him, like, and they get overzealous and overexcited, it's not expected. But when it comes to like a woman in
Hmm.
in the space where there's a male artist, it's more expected for them to get overexcited. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But for me, it's more like I guess I see what you're saying, but like I think people wouldn't react the same way if it were a guy. Because like for example, when Beyonce brought up Terrence Howard and he was just like dumbfounded when she was grinding on him, his reaction to all of that. And I'm pretty sure she was with Jay-Z at that time, but I don't think the reaction was the same.
Yeah. But this is the thing. Terrence Howard, well, not Terrence Howard, but it's all depending on how the person is reacting and if it's going too far, right? Because to me, Beyonce as a entertainer, that's the thing that she's supposed to do. She's supposed to entertain. Just like Usher. Usher is an entertainer. He's supposed to play a role. It's
No,
like me
continue,
get
continue.
it's like me getting mad at my girlfriend for taking an acting job and being an actress. I don't
Question
get
then.
Go ahead.
Is this Nigerian artist not an entertainer?
I agree. I don't have a problem with what he did at all. I have a
So your
problem
problem is with
with
her?
what she did exactly because
So
she's not an entertainer.
okay, so would you have the same reaction if it were a guy?
What do you mean? Like
Like
if we
if
were
a guy went on stage and did that with like a female entertainer.
yeah, 100%. Like if that's not dude, if your girl was embarrassed that you did something like that, I'd be like, why the fuck were you up there with some other girl grinding on you and you going ahead and getting behind a blanket and pretending to fuck her? Like, what is going on here? I feel the same way. The problem is the disrespect. It's not about like, who's doing what.
I get that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it just again depends on their relationship. If
Yeah.
they had a
That's a good
conversation.
perspective though. I never thought about like depending on their relationship. I guess I just assumed because the guy walked off, but maybe he was just embarrassed because of how people were kind of like
I
blowing
think
him
it's
up.
deeper than that, honestly.
It could be. It could
Yeah.
be.
Apart from like obviously like getting embarrassed in front of a bunch of people, but also like,
Yeah.
is that really your girl?
Or does she belong to the world?
Streets.
All right, you guys. So it looks like we did it. That was pretty dope. I appreciate you,
I
J-Rock.
appreciate you, Jesoma.
And guys, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We have so many things coming, and a special surprise is dropping this week.
Let's
So
go.
you guys, like, I mean, I guess I don't know when this is dropping, but the thing
Are
that
we
is
dropping this before or after?
this this okay, this is dropping before the thing that we're gonna drop this week, but that thing is gonna drop before we put out any clips of this right here.
Did you get muted?
I don't know.
I can't hear you.
I think they did. All right. Well, if you could read my lips, J-Rock, this
This
has
has
been
been the
the
Jaysquared
JaySquared
Podcast.
Podcast.